Shelby Peck, Mishawaka, Indiana, 56. I've been diagnosed twice. The first one I was 38. The second time I was 51. I was 38 the first time, and I was found on a mammogram. I was going to the doctor for a totally different thing, and he noticed there was a little discharge in my nipple. So he said, "While you're getting this ultrasound for your gallbladder, let's do a mammogram." And the gallbladder took a second place because there was some breast cancer there. And I went through lumpectomy. By my choice, I chose lumpectomy with radiation, 6 weeks of radiation. And then the second time, I chose the same option. It was on the other side of the breast. It was not a recurrence. It was totally new cancer. And the second time, there were two tumors. One was a stage 1, was a stage 2. So it was a little more advanced the second time. But gladly, they were both treated with lumpectomy and radiation, and I believe I'm cured. But the special thing that I do want to mention is that how important mammograms are, is because both times mine were found on a mammogram. And I had a dear friend who was diagnosed the same time I was with breast cancer. She died, I lived. And the reason that is because her doctor watched her breast tumor for a year. And when she was finally diagnosed, it was too late. So I lost her, and then you have that survivor guilt sometimes. You know, I felt that. I thought, now why didn't her doctor take better care of her? You know, she would have been alive today. But while she was alive, she and I attended a support group for breast cancer patients called Woman to Woman. It's an American Cancer Society program. And she and I attended that. And it was a godsend for me, because just seeing the other women out there are surviving and living. So a few years after she passed away, and I was feeling better, I thought to myself, you know, I need to do something to make sure women are getting their mammograms. I just felt the drive, the passion to make sure that this didn't happen to somebody else. So a job became open at the American Cancer Society. I applied for it and got it, and I've been there ever since 1994, and have really felt like this is my true calling, you know, being able to talk to patients and help them where I can. Cancer has given me a lot of good experiences and bad experiences. I prefer to look at the good experience. I've learned a lot from that experience, and hopefully I can share with others. But I have a meaningful job, and I have all my children are grown now, and the world's just rosy. I tell you, the first time I was diagnosed, I had 5 children between 2 and 16. So, of course, the first thing you think of is, who's going to raise my children after I die? And the second time, I have to say that getting through it was harder for me, because knowing what I'd been through the first time, it made it harder. But the second time, I decided, you know, I can't do this again. I just can't do it. And I talked to my pastor, and he said, give it to God. And after that day, I never gave it a second thought. I just went through the motions of what I had to do, and God was right there next to me. I am a strong woman. I really am. I see strengths where I never thought I had them before, and much more outgoing. I am very emotional about certain things, about patients and my family. But and I've also learned that cancer is not just for the patient. It's a family affair. The whole family goes through it. An excellent story that I like to tell is my 5-year-old son was in kindergarten at the time of my first diagnosis, and needed cupcakes for kindergarten class. I wasn't able to make them. I was too sick. So my husband made them. And the next morning, he got up and he said, "Mom, will you frost them?" I couldn't. I just was too sick. He erupted. He was furious with me. He said, "If I had a normal mom, she could do this stuff." And you know, that always touches my heart for children, because they don't know. and we don't understand what it does to them. So that's always been something in the forefront of my mind when I talk to patients, is to make sure that the children get that support they need, because it really affects their whole entire life. I think it's really made me a better person, and I've decided a long time ago that I was going to find the good in cancer, because there is good if you search. There is really good, because I think that I'm a much stronger person, like I said. I think that I have empathy for people going through things, and I don't look at the small things. You look at the big things in life. You want to remember those big things and think about others. Talk to somebody. That's the most important thing. Like I say, with the support group that I went to, I talked to other people, and some who had not had surgery yet, they were just there to get informed. But if you talk to somebody and you see that these people are surviving and they're working hard and they're living, breast cancer is not a death sentence any longer, and it doesn't have to be. You don't have to be alone. Talk to somebody. Go on a website. The American Cancer Society has a great website, but talk to somebody.